Blackstone Audio presents Mr. President, George Washington and the Making of the Nation's Highest Office by Harlow, Giles, Unger. This book is read by Robertson, Dean. Introduction. Most Americans were still celebrating their Revolutionary War victory when fresh sparks of rebellion flared in Philadelphia. By 1786, they'd burst into flames and spread northward to New York and Massachusetts, then southward into Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, the Carolinas, and Georgia. By 1791, they lapped onto the Blue Ridge, across the Shenandoah, and over the Appalachians, where they engulfed the entire frontier, as angry mobs swelled into an army ready to fight for independence. And not from Britain, but from the United States. Goaded by the press, foreign agents, and ambitious homegrown demagogues, tens of thousands of American farmers vilified President George Washington, his government, Congress, the courts, and the army, much as they had vilified King George III, the British Parliament, and the Redcoats 2 decades earlier in 1776. "If ever a nation was debauched by a man," growled a correspondent in Philadelphia's Aurora, "the American nation has been debauched by Washington. Let the history of the federal government instruct mankind that the mask of patriotism may be worn to conceal the foulest designs against the liberties of a people." Another writer urged the president to retire immediately. Let no flatterer persuade you to rest 1 hour longer at the helm of state. Only 2 decades earlier, Washington and members of Congress had led Americans in a rebellion against British taxation, calling it the horror of all free states, wresting your property from you and laying open to insolent tax-gatherers your houses, the scenes of domestic peace and comfort. Washington growled to a British friend at the time, "I think the Parliament of Great Britain hath no more right to put their hands in my pocket without my consent than I have to put my hands into yours for money." Now, Congress was sending its own insolent tax-gatherers across the nation to wrest properties from those who wouldn't or couldn't pay taxes. Even more appalling, George Washington, the father of our country, was ready to lead an army to enforce American tax laws, assailing his fellow citizens for creating discord, just as the British government had assailed him for creating discord after Parliament had passed the Stamp Act in 1765. The Constitution and laws must strictly govern, Washington thundered as he prepared to call up troops to crush farmer opposition to taxes in western Pennsylvania. It was every American patriot.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?